Father Barron. My name is Jackie Francois, and I get to travel around and speak to a lot of high school youth, which gives me a lot of hope for the church. And I was just wondering, you get to travel around the world, what gives you hope for the future of the church?
Good, thank you for that question. I see a couple things. I was just out in Denver for this Living the Faith conference just a few weeks ago, and seeing the young John Paul II generation of clergy. There was a gaggle of Dominican novices coming in when I arrived, so about 12 or 15 young guys in the Dominican habit, and they were filled with the John Paul II spirit. And then all through that event, I saw young seminarians, young clergy, and that's around the country. So I teach in a seminary in Chicago, and I go to a lot of seminaries and talk to presbyterates. And I see the John Paul II generation coming in great strength. And that, I think, is a sign of tremendous hope. These are people filled with enthusiasm for the gospel, the new evangelization. Archbishop Dolan said that go back 25 years or 30 years, and the word church had a question mark after it. Now it's got an exclamation point. And I like that. I think that's true of a lot of these young people. It's church with an exclamation point. So that gives me a lot of hope. Second thing I would say is my trip to Africa was one of the most moving in the whole series. We went to Uganda, to Kampala, the site of the Ugandan martyrs' death, and it was the Feast of the Martyrs, and 500,000 people came. And the sheer festivity and enthusiasm and life of that event was very moving to me. And I think that's where Catholicism is booming. So we can read the New York Times and Le Monde and things like that, and we get very down on the West, and Christianity fading away, which, by the way, isn't true, but you get that impression. But heck, go to Africa, go to Latin America, go to many parts of Asia, and the Catholic Church is booming. So that gives me a lot of hope. I say those two things. The first one, though, is here, is the John Paul II generation is coming into full strength, and that's very hopeful for the future of the church.